I will review a stream fishing rod from PureLure. It has super thin Toray carbon blank, Fuji guides and fantastic action tailored for trout fishing. Just to prove it, I will also test this rod out. That was insane. Did you see? I am impressed, guys. So, before talking about this tiny rod itself, I will talk what it comes with. So, first of all, the rod comes in a very high quality rods bag. Basically, I don't know, couple mils of neoprene, zipped. 2 sections inside, as you can see. Very high quality bag. And also it comes with a hook keeper. So if you are using hook keepers, you can put this one on. Great approach, I like it a lot. Okay, and now back to the rod. I guess I will start with the butt section and will move the tip out of the shot for a little bit. So as you can see, super tiny handle, about 20, maybe 2 centimeters long. And you will see that in here we have a metal cap, quite thick one. This is to compensate the weight of the rod and to have a better balance. Very smart, I like it a lot. And you will see that the handle itself, it's very nicely sculpted, very fancy. Then we have a metal spike for a grip. Then we have real wood inside here. Looks very expensive, right? Then we have a screw to tighten up the reel seat. Even that feels actually kinda, it's not, you know, loose, it almost feels like dampened, you know? That's very cool to see. And you will see code of the rod here, CEC49UL. And all here is metal, some carbon inside here. So yeah, very fancy. And now we come to the blank itself. We have some info here, line from 1 to 4 pounds, lures from 1 to 6 grams, length 145 meters. And you will notice right away that the blank is like super thin. Actually, let's measure, because this will be the thinnest blank I ever seen, you know? Probably it's like 5 mils or something. Yeah, 5.2 mils. Like in here where it has a little bit of varnish or extra layer of varnish. In here, most likely we'll have under 5.2. So yeah, the thinnest blank I ever seen on a rod. And let's move on. HX carbon. We have first guide that is very small, you know, just to match with this beautiful rod. I believe it says here F as in for Fuji. And also you will notice that the blank has that kind of fancy X carbon finish. Not too sure if you can pick it up on camera. So yeah, now we are here by the butt section. Again, it says a code here of the rod, butt and code of the rod. Nice to see. Fancy finish here, kind of like a checkerboard carbon finish. That's a connection bit. Okay, we talked about the butt section. Now let's quickly grab the tip section. Again, same fancy checkerboard, kind of strengthened bit by the joint here. Another guide, still on 3 legs. Then we have 1-legged guide, and you will see that that kind of fancy finish of that carbon go throughout. Another guide, another guide, another guide. Very quality finish, and quite a few guides as well. And the last guide you will see is of a anti-tangle type, so it has a frame to combat the tangles around the tip. Great to see that. And yeah, let's count the guides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. and 1 guide on the butt section, so 9 guides in total. That's, you know, very, very good amount of guides on a very short rod. So now let's take a weight off this rod quickly, because, you know, I want to go fishing and I want to try out this rod. Almost guaranteed that all the weight will be, you know, in the butt section. 72 grams, so it will be under 80 grams, I'm certain of it. Can't get that balance right. Here we go. So see, tip weighs only like 4 grams. As I say, that's a very high quality carbon. If I remember correctly, it's 36 or 40 ton carbon, so very high quality carbon, very light carbon, so 76 grams. Even so, as I say, it has plenty of metal, you know, metal, 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 wood. So yeah, I mean, it's a short rod, very slim rod. I mean, the blank itself, it weighs maybe, I don't know, like 10 grams in total, but just that handle, you know, just to compensate for the length of the rod, you know, just it would feel very good. So now when it comes to the action, they declare that the action is medium, and I would agree. So the blank, or most of it, actually bends, and since the rod is, you know, designed for creek fishing, I believe that this kind of action will be perfect, you know, because if you think about it, quite often you won't have much room to sling out the lures, and if the rod bends more, the rod will help, you know, to sling out light lures easier. At least this is my understanding. But in any case, declared action is medium, and I would agree it's a medium action with a kind of medium recovery time as well, since blank is not very, you know, thick. It's very thin, as you saw, just 5.5 mils more or less. Yeah, it can be very fast. In any case, very, very quality components used here, like super high quality, and just like looks like I almost, you know, am afraid to go and try this rod out. It looks just so fancy. But yeah, since I got it, and it's kind of, for this quality, it's very affordable rod still, I will go and we'll see how it will handle casting and catching fish, hopefully. So yeah, and once I'm on the water catching fish, you'll be able to decide for yourself whether you need this kind of a rod. Okay, I have a few tiny blades that I just replaced hooks on to a very fancy ones, very fine wire. And yeah, let's go out and catch some trout as per rod's design in a tiny creek. As you can see, I have a tiny little creek behind me. Let's try to catch a few trout using this tiny little rod. Let's go. To maneuver this short rod into a wall of trees, it's quite actually good. There we go, water. No takers. Here we go. Oh, it bends, man. I have to admit, the way this rod is holding the fish is incredible. I did not know if you saw it on camera, but that branch, that fish was, you know, around that branch, you know, and still I managed to get it out. So yeah, bends a lot, guys. Hello, Brownie. I hooked it just here, Bobbler's hook. Perfect combination, guys. Tiny rivers, and yeah, well, it's not even a river, it's a creek. exactly what it says on the blank, creek. So, and fish just like that are a perfect example, you know, and perfect target to catch on this rod. Thank you. Yeah, we have the mark. Yeah, I am impressed. I mean, it's a very, very, you know, like kind of supple blank, if you will, but it's not, you know, like it's not, you know, reacting. It's still reacting even though it's a medium action. And with a bobblers hook I managed to land that fish even though it was hooked just to the side. That was insane. Did you see? I am impressed, guys with this rod, you know, how it's handling those fish. That is insane. It's not very big, but it is a fish, yes. and best of all, that's a trout, see? Yeah, they're usually much smaller, I see, cool. So, not much for dinner though? No, I'm just catching and releasing them anyways. So when it comes to the action, as you can see, I hope you can see it somewhat. It's like medium, true medium, so it starts bending more or less like from the middle. But then, since the blank is so thin, you know, all blank more or less bends, maybe from here. Yeah, big fish lunges will be absorbed, you know, through that middle section. And the recovery times, see, like that initial wobble stops quite quickly, you know, that big amplitude, but then tip wobbles for a few more seconds. So more or less as expected, recovery times for this type of a blank as a medium action. But it's not bad for this action for sure, you know, recovery time is not bad. If it would be, you know, fast blank, yes, then it would be bad, but for medium blank it's not bad at all. It's not, you know, like this section would be, you know, like bouncing like crazy, just tip, you know, mostly. So yeah, and I put a diver Purler 80 with a BFS spool. Obviously a little bit heavy reel for this rod, but you know, it still feels okay. Just look, I mean, tiny little thing. But I have to say that the handle, everything around here, it's very, very comfortable. Like I have a few rods with this kind of a short handle, they are not as comfortable as this one, and I can reach, you know, the blank as well. So yeah, anyway, let's keep on fishing. Come on. What? I'm not 100% sure. Might have been a snag. 50-50, guys. Come on. Yep. That was insane. Good fish as well. You got him. So what? I mean, this rod, when it hooks a fish, it just holds it in place. Difficult to explain, but this is what is happening on bobblers hooks as well. Although the fish is just hooked, you know. Fantastic. Come on, Mr. Trout. Here we go. See bobblers hook. Quality trout. Like, has some mark on the shoulder here. Okay, thank you. Then back there. Cool. Wow, just casts. Oh, just look at that blank, guys. Not a massive fish, but just look. That fish, I don't know if it's still just slightly hooked, but I did not even try, you know, very hard to land this fish, but just hooked. I mean, just hooked. What? I am impressed, guys. I have to say, I am very, very impressed. Thank you. As I say, just it seems that once that, like, you know, hook is set well and the fish has flash, that's it. I mean, with a trout, if you ever fished for trout, you just know that they would shake off the hooks easily, no matter what you do. But I mean, percentage-wise, I lost just one fish today. Like, that was hooked, I pulled it out, and the hook came out. So that is impressive. I'm not too certain, you know, is it like a rod or what, but it can be anything else though. I'm very, very impressed, guys. And on hard lures as well, like usually on hard lures you would lose more fish. Okay, last cast. And whilst I do it, I will say this, guys, I'm very, very impressed with this rod, how it's casting, how it's handling the fish. It just grabs onto the fish and would not let it go. And yeah, if you are interested in getting this rod, check those links in the description below. And I personally, I'm super impressed, as I say, and I will be using this rod a lot when I will be, you know, fishing in tiny little streams, smaller than this one, because casting is, as I say, great, and accuracy is great, and since the rod is so short, I can, you know, wind my lure like right next to the rod tip, and accuracy does not suffer like at all. It's awesome, really, really good. Anyway, last cast for sure, and yeah, hope you liked this video. If you did, please consider subscribing and leaving thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Let's go home.